Greetings everyone to Kingston, Jamaica. Thank you for coming to my channel, Let's Talk, MFT Counseling. My name is Michelle Thompson, social worker, therapist, and coach, life coach and spiritual coach. And today I just want to discuss with you going in the flow, moving in God's flow for your life. Couple episodes ago, we spoke about finding purpose. So after we know our purpose, we are open to the divineness of the Lord, what the Lord wants for us. So sometimes we just have to get up and go in His flow. If you like what's being discussed today, please like, share, comment, and if you haven't already, subscribe. I appreciate that and I thank you, and let's get into it. So, moving in the flow of the Lord. Again, I always come from a spiritual base. So the first thing we have to do when we find our life is kind of going different directions is to seek the Lord. Seek the Lord to see if this is the Lord that's taking you from one thing to another. I'll use my life as an example. Most people know that I lived abroad for 40 years. I lived in Canada for 40 years with my family, and after 40 years, a few months ago, five going on maybe 6 months ago, I came to live in Jamaica. Okay, so that's moving in the flow. You'll say, Michelle, you were in Canada for 40 years. How comes you moved back to Jamaica? Well, the reason for that is moving in the flow of the Lord. 2 years ago, when the pandemic just started, the COVID just started, and I work in the hospital, and I started thinking like, wow, what is this? Why did I say I wanted to become a social worker in the hospital over 20 years ago? What's happening here? And the Lord said, try something else. Why don't you try Jamaica, working with children? Again, working with sick people and then switching over to children was new to me. My sister is a teacher. She's the one that worked with high schoolers. But anyways, I was obedient. Because in my spirit, when I heard move back to Jamaica and work with children, I had to take some time off. I had to be quiet before the Lord to make sure it wasn't just me thinking, I'll go to Jamaica, I'll go back to Jamaica and live like a tourist. So I sought the Lord, and more the desire became stronger, and the plans was now cemented that yes, this is of the Lord. He spoke in my spirit. All the doors were opening, so to speak. The courses that I wanted to take, they were just available. Everything that I wanted and thought about and telling my family, that came with a bit of ease. And that's one of the reasons you'll know that you're following the footsteps of the Lord, is when things come with ease, a certain amount of ease. I find that, not that you can go up against the grain when it's God, and He's trying to work certain things out of you or put stuff in you, that you don't go and bump. Yes, sometimes things can be a little bit rough in the beginning, but most of the time I would say that when the Lord is leading us, it's a smooth path, because where He guides, He provides. What He orders, He pays for. It's not on us. It's not up to me to say, oh yeah, I want to come back to Jamaica, this is what I want to do. I bet you if I had said, oh, I want to come back to Jamaica and I want to live a life of, oh, nice, easy, it wouldn't work. It had to be a divine calling that I am walking in. I'm walking in that flow because God says so. And because God says so, I am telling you that the doors are open for opportunities to do what He sent me here to do. And that is working with people, working with children. and I'm enjoying working with children and their parents, actually. Lots of single moms out there with tons of children, and I get to counsel them and, you know, help them, help guide them as the Lord needs me. It's not coming from me, it's coming from the Lord into me, flowing back out. So that's the flow from the Lord into us, back out to where He wants us to be, and who to help. The Lord leads. You know, we have the saying that we say, the Lord lead, let the Lord lead. I'll go as the Lord leads. That's how we should be living. And again, I'll speak on someone who's famous, like Oprah. I think over the years I've heard Oprah say that she started out being a TV presenter. I think she was on the news. When she was very young, she was on the news. And she was reading the news, but she wasn't happy. She wasn't totally happy because we know when we're watching the news, a lot of crazy stuff happens, and not everybody is cut out to, you know, to accept, like now with the killing and all of that, the war that started up again. Not everybody is you know, can deal with that on the news. So I don't think she could take the harshness that came with the news, and she wanted to do something else. And I think maybe a producer so introduced her to having her own show. You know, Oprah seems to be very ambitious, and she's go-getter and stuff like that. Maybe eventually she would have had her own show, but then she left from the TV presentation to now going over to having our own show. That's moving in the flow. And we all know that someone like her, I mean, moving over to her own show, the giveaways, she helped so many people. So I just wanted to use her because she is a popular person to point out actually moving in the flow. So she moved in the flow that her spirit said, that's God-led, God-driven. And look at what she has accomplished because of that. And she not only accomplished that for herself, she accomplished that for family members that she found after she became Oprah Winfrey. And she built a school for the children. So that's moving in your flow. So, and I want to use another example that my niece told me about a family member. My grandniece, her dad, he was such an entrepreneur, but he started out in IT. He started out in IT, and then when his job was moving to another area, another city in Ontario, this is up in Canada, he didn't want to move on to such a far place. And he said, you know what, let me try another area. So from IT, and they're moving on to real estate. And he's now so big in real estate. He's won awards. He has so many homes. He has his own business. He has made seminars with the mayor. Yeah, and that's from following your flow. He didn't scratch his head and he said, okay, I'm going to sit here, I'm going to cry, and I'm going to be stuck. No, he followed his flow. So how do you follow your flow? How do you feel? And guess what? The sun is shining and the rain is coming here in Jamaica. I'll just keep going for a little bit more. How do you get the courage to follow your flow? Again, you have to spend quiet time with the Lord, because if the Lord is directing you, you know that you could go, because it's going to be safe. His grace and His mercy will follow you and will guide you, will provide for you. So don't be afraid to get up and go and follow the flow. Yes, it'll be a little bit intimidating because, as usual, we got bills to pay, but seek the Lord. Get into that quiet place and let the Lord lead.